In 1901, sponge divers off the coast of a tiny Greek island made a stunning discovery: a Roman shipwreck, laden with the kind of treasures you'd expect: statues, jewels, and fine glassware. But hidden among these ancient riches was an unassuming, corroded lump of bronze and wood. It was so unremarkable, it almost got overlooked. For decades, it sat in a museum, a complete mystery. Then, scientists finally looked inside, and what they found was impossible. Nestled within that rock-hard corrosion were gears. Dozens of them. Intricate, interlocking bronze gears. A level of technology that historians were certain didn't appear for another 1,000 years. This was a machine, an ancient analog computer. But that single fact leads to a much deeper, more troubling question. Something this complex, with gears hand-filed to perfection, wouldn't have been created in a day. It would have taken years. This wasn't just a flash of genius, it was a product of an industry. So, if this device was so advanced and so difficult to make, where are all the others? This is the real mystery of the Antikythera mechanism. Its very existence forces us to ask, were the ancient Greeks capable of a technological revolution we never knew about? And if so, how did we forget? What you are about to see isn't just the story of a single artifact. It's the story of a ghost. A ghost of a technology that vanished from history, and the profound secret it carries about our own past.
So, the mystery was laid bare. Inside this hunk of rock and bronze was a machine. But what did it do? Decoding it became a digital archaeology project, a high-tech autopsy on a 2,000-year-old patient. Researchers used advanced 3D X-rays and surface imaging to peer inside without ever touching the fragile gears. It was like unraveling a secret blueprint. And slowly, the machine began to give up its secrets. They realized this wasn't a single-purpose tool. It was an astronomical calculator of breathtaking ambition. Let's break down what it could do. First, and most simply, it was a precise calendar. It tracked a solar year, the cycles of the moon, and even the orbits of the 5 known planets. But its second function is where it enters the realm of genius. It didn't just track the moon's position, it modeled its irregular orbit. The moon doesn't move at a constant speed. It speeds up and slows down. The Greeks knew this, and this machine accounted for it with a brilliant system of gears that mimicked this celestial dance. It was like a physical model of the universe's imperfections. Its third and perhaps most powerful capability was prediction. It could forecast lunar and solar eclipses, and not just that they would happen, but the exact time, the track they would take, and even their color and intensity. Information that in the ancient world was the exclusive domain of the gods.
Think about the power that gave someone. To stand before the people and announce the exact moment the sun would be swallowed by darkness. This was more than a calculator. It was potentially a tool of political and religious control. But creating a machine this accurate required a level of knowledge we didn't think they possessed. The math behind these cycles is incredibly complex. The precision of the gear ratios is stunning. For instance, one crucial gear has 223 teeth, a number directly tied to the 223-month Saros cycle used for predicting eclipses. This wasn't guesswork. This was precise engineering, built on centuries of meticulous astronomical observation. The mechanism was, in effect, the pinnacle of ancient Greek science, a physical manifestation of their belief that the cosmos ran on orderly, mechanical principles. They had built a machine to prove their philosophy. So, we have this masterpiece of ancient engineering, a device that proves the ancient Greeks possessed knowledge and skill that seems to defy their time. But this is where the simple story ends, and a much deeper, more haunting question begins. If this machine was so brilliantly complex, where are the others? Think about it. You don't achieve this level of perfection on the first try. The creation of the Antikythera mechanism would have required prototypes, failed gears, a workshop filled with apprentices learning a craft. This was not a one-off miracle. It was the product of a tradition, a technology. And this specific device was found on a sinking ship, likely as cargo or a personal possession. That means it was being transported. It was reproducible. It had value. So why is it the only one we've ever found? The mainstream theory is that this was the pinnacle of Greek scientific genius, a marvel, but an isolated one, a flash of brilliance that flickered out. But another, more compelling possibility is that we are looking at history all wrong. The Antikythera mechanism isn't the anomaly. Our perception is. We have consistently underestimated the technological capability of the ancient world. This device forces us to consider that such machines were not unique, that there was a level of mechanical sophistication that was achieved, used, and then lost. The real mystery of the Antikythera mechanism is not the gears we can see, but the world we can't. It is a ghost, a single survivor from a library of knowledge that burned down. It's a stark reminder that human progress is not a straight, inevitable line upward. It is a fragile story full of peaks and valleys, of brilliant light and profound darkness. The mechanism is our only tangible clue, a message in a bottle from a future that never was, asking us a simple, terrifying question. What else have we forgotten? So, what do we make of this silent oracle, this collection of gears that dared to map the heavens? The Antikythera mechanism does not give us easy answers. Instead, it hands us a far more valuable gift, a better question. It asks us to look at the ancient world not as a static painting, but as a dynamic landscape of innovation and forgotten brilliance. It stands as a permanent testament to the fragility of knowledge, a reminder that civilization is not a relentless march, but a story of brilliant lights that can and do go out. The diver who first pulled this artifact from the sea had no idea he was recovering a message, a whisper across 2 millennia, challenging everything we thought we knew. If you love unraveling these mysteries with us and discovering the lost chapters of our past, then help us continue the search. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an adventure. because the next great discovery is still out there, waiting at the bottom of the sea, or buried in the dust of time, ready to once again rewrite history.